we can go ahead and send it out.
Okay.
And but yeah, looking forward to seeing you all in a little over a month. No, just right under a month, just under a month.
Yeah.
We're this next week we're starting on a new site called we're calling it the burn site, for lack of a better term. It's a site that has this massive burn feature that we discovered through a proton magnetometer survey. They've been discovered back in the 80s through a shovel test pit survey, and then also it has these depressions that are in the ground, these squared off depressions that make it look quite interesting. And with all that, Dennis did his 10-foot metal detector survey this summer and found all kinds of things, all kinds of tools and other interesting items. And we don't know whether it's a brick clamp or, you know, I'll talk more about it when we do the power replace lecture in a couple of weeks. But suffice to say, it's close to the visitor center. So on days the visitor center is open, you'll be able to walk up the hill to go to the gift shop or use the restroom. We'll still have a porta potty over at the where the lab is. We've moved the archaeology lab, the field lab, from the overseer's house over to where the overflow parking lot is, which is trying to think. It's the one by the visitor center, the gravel lot beside the visitor center.
Where we always used
Huh?
where we always used to park when we were working in the Grove back there.
Oh, not that one. This is the one over closer to the visitor center.
Oh,
So it's over on the back side of the visitor center near the kitchen entrance.
Oh, yeah.
okay.
So, but so we've got the lab over there. We're for part of what we're doing with COVID is we're doing everything outside. So including the lab, we're not having any indoor lectures. That's why I'm doing the power replace lecture the week before the program. We'll do that over Zoom. And we're basically, we don't have masks on all the time, but we're watching things. If anyone is not vaccinated, we ask that you wear a mask if you're within 6 feet of anyone, and we'll wear a mask as well. Or if you just want to wear a mask for working in the unit, then everyone in the unit will wear a mask. We want to have folks be as comfortable as possible. So even though we're outside and we're working in a unit, if you want to feel more comfortable masking up, we want to mask up. So, and as we head, we're going to see what is going on with cases as we go into late September. But it wouldn't surprise me that at the site when we're less than 12 feet apart, we might just start wearing masks just to be safe. But we're just on the edge of doing that. We're going to see how things go next week and what people's comfort levels are. But wanted to touch base with this. Earlier in the summer, it seemed like things were letting up, and we continued to do this month out meeting because people had questions about what to bring, and it just has been really a nice thing to do, and nice to see everybody a month out, and also get to have everybody meet each other and be able to see each other. What questions do you all have for the program coming up in October, or concerns, or
do you want a copy of our vaccination paperwork?
We don't need a copy of that. If you say you're vaccinated, we believe you. So
okay.
That's, yeah. I mean, the way the vaccine card is, I mean, you could just as well make one as you could say you were vaccinated. It's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's happening.
Oh, it's happening everywhere. Yeah, these are easier to make than counterfeit licenses back in the 80s. So
How would you know about that?
I don't know anything about that. So. Actually, I didn't need to know about it because in Northern Virginia, we had DC. DC's drinking age changed in 1984 to 21, and I was let in. Anyone that was born 68 or earlier was grandfathered in. So, That was great. Everybody would drive from Fairfax into DC,
Bar you could drink.
get bombed, and then drive back. So not a very good system.
Hey, Matt,
Yeah.
I have a question involving in the Constitution Villages, vaguely remembering what all the rules were last year. You can still cook cook your meals, can't you?
You can, and yeah, we got a number of people staying in the Constitution Village. You, of course, you are Pam, Suzanne. Suzanne is, who else?
Mark.
Mark, you're staying there. The Mannings are staying there, and Lou Toolman is staying there. And I'm hoping that y'all are going to be in House 8, because that has a kitchen, which is really nice. Some of the other buildings don't have a full kitchen. They've got a microwave. I believe House 9 and House 8 and House 7 have a kitchen. So how we've been doing the village is we no longer do the reservations there like the archaeology department does not. It goes through Alex. So you might want to ask Alex what building you're staying in. Montpelier has asked us to divide this so it's, Alex communicates with anyone staying in the village. Otherwise, messages get mixed and people get confused. So, but write Alex, and if you need her email, I'll when I send this link out, I'll put the email, Alex's email in the email.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Kim and I are planning on pulling a 21-foot camper out there. Is that great with you?
Yeah, Sarah Lee told me about that, and I think where y'all are gonna have it is over by the old archaeology lab. And if you, I don't know what kind of power cord you have. You probably have an adapter for like a regular outlet. I'm sure you do. But if you need a hose or anything like that, you probably have hoses too. You probably wouldn't want to use the archaeology hoses. So, you have earwigs and all kinds of things coming out of those. So.
Not from the water.
So no, but what was your question, Gary?
Okay, my question was, as far as I really don't want to fill the freshwater tank up and drive it to Virginia from Illinois. Just a lot of weight.
Oh my goodness, you don't have to do that. When you one way or other, we'll get you filled up.
Okay, that's all I want to know. It's just a lot of weight.
Yeah.
More weight than their camper weighs.
Oh, it would. Yeah, you could either do that at Arlington, on Sunday night.
Okay.
And it's actually some of the best water on the property. It's a UV light filter. Or you could do it over at the village by the archaeology lab. But yeah, we'll get you set up with that.
And we need to know where you want us to park it.
Well, you just told us.
Well,
Yeah, I will send you a Google map with that on it.
Or just,
perfect.
or just
Yeah.
tell us, and we can get them there.
Yeah, it's basically you know where, Gail, you know where the old lab is?
Yeah.
There's that
In the village.
in the village. Yeah, that's going to be the best area. Anywhere over there would be fine.
Okay, that'll be great.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was going to the parking lot of the lab but that's over closer to where we'll be.
It's over close. It's right by House 11. Right by House 11.
Yeah, okay.
So what you probably don't want to do is head up the hill like the House 9 because
No.
No,
No.
that would be a nightmare. So
fire truck trying to do that.
yeah, it's exactly bad enough having a fire truck. So
Trying to back down that hill.
over there by House 11, there's plenty of maneuvering room. So
That's fine.
Okay,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
yeah.
I know what it is, Gary.
Question, what about tours? Should we be scheduling our own
No.
tours ahead of time? Or are y'all going to provide some free tours of the house with any general tour or specialized tours, anything like that so
Absolutely.
therefore we don't have to sign up for paid or
Lou,
other
you're gonna-
early tours?
You're going to have enough tours where you're going to be the Montpelier expert. You'll be at the end of the week, you'll be giving tours. So we basically, we do a tour just about every morning on on Monday, Sarah Lee Hall, who you all have been working with on getting registered, she's going to be giving you a tour of the house, and that is one of the best tours. She's one of the best tour guides on the property. She's absolutely amazing. Just a whole font of information about Madison. Her father has reenacted James Madison since she was about 15 years old. So for the past, 20 some odd years, 25 odd years, Sarah Lee has been an expert on James Madison because her dad is James Madison. So there's anybody that, could be James Madison in the present day, it's Sarah's dad. So you'll be getting a tour with her. I'll be, Chris will give you all a tour of the home farm we're excavating first thing on Monday morning. On Tuesday, I'll give you all a tour of the South Yard, and also talk about this the Tuesday before the program over the Zoom meeting. And then we've got tours set up for the rest of the week out at the Civil War camp and at the Gilmore farm. And we've got enough, folks here that have never been to the property before, or, infrequently enough, where we're gonna, do the full Monty of tours.
Great. And is that the same for the metal detecting one in November? Do you have a similar
Yeah.
lineup of tours? Okay.
Very, very similar, yeah, but more with more of an emphasis on the on metal detector surveys. So
I have one question. My plane has been changed several times since I made the original reservation by the airline, and I have to take a red eye, and I'll be getting into Richmond at about 7 o'clock in the morning on Sunday.
okay,
How early do we have access to?
you should have access to the village when you get here on Sunday. That should not be a
Okay.
problem.
Okay, great.
And I hope I just had an experience with a red eye out of LAX in August that was not fun, Mark.
Okay, well, they never are, but
They never
It's
are.
okay.
Well, I'll be thinking about you on Saturday night and hoping the best for what happens.
thank
there.
you.
So
Thank you.
I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Okay.
Matt, has the gate code changed again, or is it?
No, it's we're still letting you all in. 1101 pound.
1101, okay.
Yeah, or 1101 star. Let me see.
Star, isn't it?
I think it is star. You all have used it probably way more than I have.
Well, we
Exactly.
use the 6150 for a lot.
Yeah, 1101 star.
Will you be
1101.
sending that information to us?
Yeah, Sarah Lee will be sending that.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Sarah will send us all that sort of
She's going to be
stuff.
sending all that.
Okay. Is there anyone else staying, do you know, down in the Constitutional Village, or will we be the only ones?
It'll be, the folks on this Zoom call. I don't know if anyone else is staying there.
There's
from,
no other things going on as far as you know, no.
Yeah, let me see. I can check right now. Oh, let's see. Master calendar. In October. I don't see anything else happening that week. So yeah, it looks like you all are gonna have the place to yourself.
Okay.
Oh, we can have wild parties then.
Oh yeah, I expect. So
I had a question about the genealogy and the descendants committee, and because I'm an amateur genealogist myself, and quite interested in the descendants committee and the naming project that's so impressive that Hillary Hicks has been working on. And I just wondered if we'll have any presentations by her or by you or by that committee on what they've done, what they haven't been able to do, what their plans are in terms of tracing descendants. Thank you.
I don't have any plans for that. We're going to be talking a lot about the descendant committee. I've been involved with the descendant committee for the past 21 years, so be able to give provide a lot of information on that. right now, we're still in the middle, the dissenting committee is still in the middle of negotiating the memorandum of agreement between the Montpelier Foundation and themselves. And they're sending it back. The Montpelier Dissenting Committee is sending it back quickly, and the board is sending it back slowly. So but there's going to be progress made. There's no doubt there's going to be progress made. It's some exciting times of what we've been working on with the descendants. But yeah, for research, the descendants have been doing quite a bit of research through grants they've received and with the Museum of African American History and Culture. So they've got some pretty world-renowned folks on their task force for that.
Because I didn't, in poking around on the website and looking in Google or something, I couldn't find any sort of genealogical report that laid out as many family trees and proofs and all that stuff. And I just wondered if
that's
there was
for
something
African American families. That's very private, and there's making that sort of thing public. Like for the DAR and Sons of the American Revolution, which are traditionally white organizations.
Doing my call.
That has always been something that is with the power and privilege in this country has allowed that to be done publicly, but for Black Americans, that's not been the same sort of thing to make that public. So yeah, it's kind of a different process.
Matt, since this will be my third post-COVID trip,
Mm-hmm.
are the protocols going to be pretty much the same as they've been?
Yeah, we do. We have obviously with understanding about the aerosols, and we have a lot less concern with, coming in physical contact with objects. So we're not so concerned about common handling of tools, although we have adopted that everybody has their own toolkit, which has just been nice for organization. But for passing around artifacts, the main concern with that is proximity. And but those protocols have stuck, and they're ones we're still following. Like if when Sarah Lee gives the tour in the main house, everybody's going to wear a mask, and that's a requirement. And any indoor activity that for whatever reason happens, like for example, if it rains and we need to do the lab at Lewis Hall, anyone that's comfortable with doing that would be required to wear a mask. I'm hoping we don't need to do the lab inside. We'll do it outside. I mean, if it's thunder and lightning out, that's why I wouldn't be able to use the outdoor lab. But we're using the same protocols as before, Debbie.
And will the units still be divided up by family or group?
They'll be divided up by family. And what we're also hoping we can do, though, is pair people up. But if you're uncomfortable with that, just let me know. I'm doing the scheduling. Now that Terry's not here, I'm doing that scheduling, and I can schedule it as such.
And I have a question. Reading the protocols made my hair somewhat stand on end. It sounded so draconian. And so, I mean, if you touch anything, God forbid, you've got to wipe it down and all that. Is that stuff still going on? Because I don't need that in my world right now.
No, the touching of objects and needing to wipe them down is not an issue in the same way as it was last year. I need to look and see what version of the protocols are out there, but we've updated them since that time. Send me a link to what you've got, Pam, because I want to make sure there's not an old version drifting around out there.
Okay, it's whatever was sent out.
Whatever was sent out. Was that a week ago?
No,
Yeah, the same one that had the Zoom information, I think, on it, or no, it was one that was sent out last week.
The one that was sent out last week. Yeah, I'll look at that. But yeah, the concern with wiping down is not, it's just not how COVID is spread. It's through aerosols.
That's why I'm looking at this thinking, I don't want to go for the one time I'm getting away from being a caretaker to go, have to watch every time I
That's right. Yeah, yeah.
turn around. Yeah, I talked to Sarah Lee yesterday. Because I'm still not sure what I'm going to do, but I'm feeling a little better about it.
Oh, good. Yeah, I'm hoping you can come, Pam. It'd be great to see you. So,
Yeah.
I know, one of the things that might mention, Matt, and I know this is kind of not dealing with actually digging, but for those that haven't been there, to know that on Mondays, most of the restaurants, except fast food restaurants, are closed in Orange,
mhm.
Oh, thank you.
and even on Tuesday. So,
Yeah.
so we fast on Monday and Tuesdays.
Hey, you only eat 3 days on this
Yeah.
trip.
Well, Silk Mill is open.
Yes, so
El Vaquero is open, but the other
Culpe-
rest.
Culpeper is open. That
And-
hamburger place is open in Culpeper.
Have gas
We don't
stations
have to fast.
You don't have to fast. So
now. You have gas
there's that.
stations now, Matt.
I guarantee you, we will not fast.
If anybody wants to go for ribs, we can go to Gordonsville.
Yeah.
That sounds good. I'll go with you.
We might hang a shingle on our little camper. This is rest stop and cafe.
Yeah, yeah. You could that'd be the Montpelier Archaeology food truck.
But it's just kind of good to know, I mean, and for those that haven't been.
Thank you.
Bringing something, we pack our lunches every morning.
Yeah.
And are you gonna have the water, do you have the water jug out there in the
We're
field
gonna
now?
have the water jug out there. Yeah.
That makes it
That's good.
easier, that's good.
Yeah.
That's a lot easier than having to bring in all the water in the bags too.
Yeah, yeah. We ask everybody to bring like, a couple of liters of water because otherwise the water jug gets depleted pretty fast if you roll in with an empty water bowl.
But in dire circumstances, it'll be available.
You don't
Yeah,
have a
absolutely.
very water buffalo out there.
Yeah, that water buffalo's out there, but you do not drink that water. Don't drink the water. Please don't drink the water, Tony.
Non-potable water.
Non-potable water. Yeah, there's everything but sanctity in that water.
Matt, what about the substantive focus? I got the impression months ago from a staffer, I can't remember, that it would be sort of winding up the overseer's site and then moving on to something else. But what's the substantive plan?
The substance of what we're doing is we're doing basically what archaeologists call phase 2 investigations of various sites that we found through metal detector survey. I'll send you a link to a document or a story map that I'm going to be updating over the next week that talks about all the sites we've been surveying and basically goes into what we're doing at all these sites, which is basically opening up 6 or 7 units in areas where the highest artifact concentrations are, or earlier surveys have indicated that there are features located. Basically it's enough to understand the depth of the deposits, what the site was used for, based on the kind of artifacts we're finding. Like the one we just finished testing, which we thought was a blacksmith shop, turned out to be that plus a farrier's shop used later for, shoeing horses. And this one, we've got questions on whether it's a brick clamp or a lime kiln or some other area where burning was necessary for whatever was happening there. And so we're really curious about this one, especially because it's in the main farm complex.
So the overseers is sort of finished, because that sounded kind of interesting, because I understood that it was maybe some black overseers and some white overseers in the same location or cabin or something.
Yeah, we have not even, we did, last year we did a phase 2 in the overseers. It depends on, we're going to be excavating the overseers this summer, but with the lack of movement on the with the board on the descendant community, we had to delay that work because we had the descendant community involved in that research with the NEH grant we received, and because there hadn't been forward movement on that process, we had to delay that project for about a year. And so I'm hoping that next year at this time, we'll be in the, probably the middle of the overseer, excavating the overseer's house. So, but we're gonna use this winter to, reconvene with the descendants and talk about, based on the features we found, which ones we're gonna be sampling and doing full-scale excavations on. So it's gonna be,
we won't get back to, that the unit that we thought we found the forge.
oh yeah, that one, as soon as y'all found the forge, we buttoned that one up. So we might, we'll see if we have time to do a walk-in tour of there. But we've also, we found another potential feature, just as spectacular down at the Farrier site. And I'll talk about that in a couple of weeks when we do the power replace lecture.
Now, is this something that, Patty helped Dennis and she'd like to do that again. So with all his shovel test pits,
Yeah, Patty, we're gonna see where Dennis is on his survey and see whether that would be possible. There's a couple of things that I need to work out with what we've got going on with the program in November. And so we just got to see what the schedule will be for that. But I'll know the week before.
okay, good.
But I'm hoping that would happen again because that was helpful. So I just want to be cautiously optimistic.
Well,
Do you have a new batch of interns?
We do. Yeah. Sarah Lee is writing up actually the newsletter we're gonna be sending out not this weekend, but next weekend. We'll have some background on the interns. And so we've got 5 of them. And we're excited to have 5 new staff members, which is great. They're wonderful.
the staffing's sounding a little better.
It is, especially with having the interns we've got this year. I mean, Hannah and Taylor were amazing, but there are only 2 of them. We've got 5 more Hannahs and Taylors.
So more manpower there.
Mhm.
Well, and didn't Mary post something about a lab manager position?
Yeah, we're going to be hiring a lab manager. That probably won't be until after this program.
Oh, I wish you could get Ben back.
Yeah.
I know. I just went to his wedding, not this weekend, but the previous weekend. So
Oh, good.
Good for
yeah, it's
him.
nice to see Ben in China.
He's doing all right.
He's doing great. He's doing great.
And Chris recovered and Chris is doing well.
Yeah, Chris recovered, and I actually wore his black boot for about 2 months because I did something to my foot back in July.
Kim has just gotten out of her boot because on the 4th of July, at the beginning of her retirement, we were up in Illinois and she reached for the dog and fell down the front porch steps and broke her leg.
Oh Lord! Oh, sorry.
Yikes.
How to start your retirement.
I'm without a boot right now.
Good. Well, we got. That's about the time I injured my foot at the beach. So I was falling. Instead of falling down, I tried to catch myself and I pulled the tendons on top of my foot, which is pretty aggravating. So
A break's better than full tendons.
Yes.
yeah, it's sometimes it absolutely is. Takes just as long to recover.
Yep.
This is a fun group.
Yeah, all kinds of adventures. Well, yeah.
Sorry, just a minor question, but if we're bringing a vehicle, like I live in Maryland, so I'll be driving down,
Mhm.
can we put any gear, lunch box, extra water, raincoat, stuff like that in the back of the vehicle and then park near the site, or is parking?
Actually, with this site, the lower parking area is just a stone's throw away, which is going to be really convenient for everybody.
Okay, so you can cart your stuff down and that's what I'm hearing you say. So you can
Yeah.
keep your supplies in the car.
You can keep the supplies in the car. You could probably back your car up facing the site and be able to screen the dirt right there on the tailgate.
Okay, but that'll be very helpful.
Yeah.
Well, Debbie, if we could just get Peggy to come, then we'll get
No.
the whole group back.
Yeah, Peggy was going to be coming next week, but sure, her father was ill. And
Oh,
so she's been taking care of him, and so she is not going to be able to come next week. I was trying to see if there's any way that she would be able to come on the October program, but she, thinks her dad looks like it's going to be a longer stint in the hospital.
That's
oh dear.
that's too
Yeah.
bad.
Sorry to hear that.
We are too. We're going to keep it loose though. Peggy drives, so
Yeah, well, she could always hitch a ride with us. We're all
that's
going the
true.
same-
Yeah.
We're headed the same way, so.
So Matt, we'll get something in the next couple weeks from Alex regarding housing and things like that.
Yeah, what I'll do is I'll send you Alex's email and you all can write her questions. And the next time I talk to Alex, I'll ask her when to send you all something.
Okay,
That
thank you.
would be helpful. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think her email address is on
Yeah.
that email that Sarah Lee sent last week.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
And then Sarah Lee was going to check the invoices, and because I don't remember what we paid and what we haven't paid, or it was too long ago.
yeah. Let me check with Sarah Lee. I'm pretty sure all the invoices for the housing are being handled by Alex
Oh, okay.
and not us.
For the
So,
expeditions though, too.
oh, for the expeditions, yeah, we'll collect from y'all. Don't worry. So for
The gate won't open unless you get.
that's right. We got some smart technology on the gate reading license plate.
And that's not coming back. That's going out. You can't go out.
That's what I was gonna say. You can come in, but it's when you get up to the gate, you can't leave.
That's called
So
Hotels California, isn't it?
Please insert your credit card. Getting ideas here. I love this, Gail.
Yeah. Okay.
So, well, does anybody else have any other questions or observations, inquiries, ideas for payment?
I'm sure I'll learn all the secrets as the next couple of weeks go on, so. But it's,
If not, we'll tell you.
yeah. For another credit card.
Right.
Matt,
Hey, advice is always free.
That's true. Pam, yeah, what's up? What's up, Pam?
Matt, will you be sending out ahead of time sort of a daily schedule so we'll know what's going on?
Yeah, we'll send out a daily schedule as part of the email that Sarah Lee sends out, with the reminder about the call that we're doing the week before the program, the Power Replace lecture. She'll send it with that.
Okay,
So, and what I'll do is I'll send you a sample schedule with the email I'm sending out. Just
okay. Unfortunately, I have some stuff going on at home here. So I want to be very much aware in case I need to do maybe a going home or coming back
yeah.
sort of thing.
The only thing I'd say about the schedule is if it rains, we tend to move the schedule around a bit, but in
Yeah, that's
October,
understandable, but
you know,
yeah,
if it has to be a deluge to affect the schedule too much, but we're pretty locked in on when we can do the house tour, and we try to do the lab on Friday, but I'll send you a sample. I'll send everybody a sample set
Okay.
schedule.
thanks.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
and generally, if anybody, what we've found, I mean, at least with the people that happened to stay in the house with us, if you've arrived without a vehicle, I mean, we'll end up taking them into the grocery store in Orange and stuff like that. So there's
Yeah.
people there to help you, and to
Yeah,
get,
I appreciate that. Well, no, I'll be by vehicle, believe me. And
We're there to-
also,
be glad to help you. We've
Thanks.
even been known to adopt some of them. So
I've done the same thing. My car was full of people every time we went.
that's how we
Somewhere.
are. Take them into town for dinner or whatever, we're
Right.
happy to do that. So,
For
if
sure.
you need, I hope everybody will just say, hey, I need a ride into Orange.
This is a great group. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody, seeing all the old friends here in October.
Tony wants to know if you've ever gotten the block and tackle in. He's gotten another year here.
Wait, you haven't gotten to that point yet, Tony. When you're there, we'll be there
That's
for you.
Okay.
I think I'm prior today than I was, 6 months ago.
Yeah, we're keeping you fit.
True.
Well, all right, everybody. I've got my list of things to send you all. The Google map location for the trailer, and then the sample schedule, and then Alex's email. And yeah, we should be good.
If there's actually a best address to put into Google Maps to get there, that would be helpful.
That I'll send the Google location for Arlington, and then
Oh.
also for the village.
Yeah.
And one thing that Sarah and I spoke about, in all your forms, it said we will attend the Friday night dinner, and you're not having that. You're doing the thing on the patio, aren't you?
We're doing the reception. Yeah, that should be yeah, there shouldn't be anything. I'll want to eradicate that from that form.
Yeah. So
Okay.
4 o'clock get together and
Yeah,
say,
we do a reception on Friday. Mhm. Yeah.
And
I think she was asking about Sunday.
no, the
Oh.
Sunday dinner is still on.
Sunday dinner
Yeah.
is still on.
Okay.
At 6.
hey, I do have one question. How is the cell reception these days?
Cell reception at the visitor center is good. What do you have, Pam? Do you have Verizon or AT&T?
Yeah, I have Verizon.
Yeah, Verizon, at the visitor center, it's okay. At the village, it's I'm not sure about at the village. You can,
We have Verizon, Matt, and we didn't have too much trouble.
okay, good.
Is there any way you could send me or send us, if someone needs to get hold of us? What, for emergency purposes, whom should they call if they can't get through on our own cells?
Yeah, that would be
I'm concerned.
it would be, yeah, I'd say the main number or my cell phone number. I've got AT&T, and that would be most reliable to try to get a hold of me.
Okay, maybe you can put that in the,
Yeah, I'll give you my cell.
yeah, okay.
Because so oftentimes you'll call the main number at Montpelier and you don't get an answer. Because
Yeah, that's why, if it's something that, if it's needed, it's going to be needed, so.
yeah, my cell would be best, and either calling or texting, because I always get a text.
Okay,
And then
All right.
I'd be able to call it right after that.
okay, thank you.
Yeah, texting is always the best because then it just comes right up.
I'll need to leave it here for caretaker, so,
Yeah. Mhm.
yeah. Okay,
Totally. How's the internet access at the village? In the
Internet
houses?
access at the village is great. At Arlington, it's been out, unfortunately. So Debbie, want to have you know that it's such a pain. But
They just
anytime
fixed it.
I know that, well, I am so upset with the ITTS people. I had a donor lined up to fix the internet, and they use the lowest cost solution because the management wanted to save that donor for something else. And I'll tell you, that donor is I'll just leave it at not very happy right now. And
Don't make me
they
straighten that out.
they shot themselves in the foot with that one. So anyways, it's
So it's out, completely out, or is it
It's
spotty?
completely out. It's completely out. The solution they had was a temporary one that they said was going to be a permanent one. And I'm absolutely beside myself about it. We could have
So
had,
the-
we could have had
money-
fiber optic at Arlington House. But anyways, don't need to drive my pressure up.
We're here. We'll help you.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
the low-
I am pricing the cost of doing fiber myself right now. I'll tell you, in my spare time, that's what I'm doing. I've
Maybe
got two contractors who are
maybe
giving me prices on bidirectional augering under the roads.
Maybe that's an expedition. We can all bring our picks and shovels and.
Oh, yeah, there you go. I don't know, VDOT would approve, whether they'd approve of that.
Can we just bring you a new router?
Yeah, I wish it was that easy, Mark. It's Arlington House is in the most beautiful but god awful location. We got a cell tower, about 12 years ago. And I was so excited because, there's no cable out at Arlington. So when I was driving up the driveway, the cell signal, even though there's a cell tower at Montpelier, cell signal went from 3 bars down to 2 bars, and when I got to the house, it was at 0 bars. It's the only spot on the property that doesn't get a cell connection. And we've tried everything from point to point antennas, microwave antennas, everything. And we should have just done fiber optic about 3 years ago. So
It's the lowest price, right? It's the low
And-
bid.
yeah,
And
that's
even one of the cell boosters, small antenna, and you just aim it at the tower, doesn't work.
was trees in the way. That's the problem, is the trees, these beautiful trees we've got.
It's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous there.
Well,
And-
but they put up this one big tower.
Yeah,
I think
that's the one we spent about
last time I was
$5,000
there,
on.
and for 3 days, the 3 days I was there after they put it up, it worked great.
And that's about how long it worked. So
Okay.
that was the most expensive internet anywhere in Virginia for that month and a half.
It's funny, but it's not.
It's not. You have to laugh about it. So I hope we can laugh with fiber optics. So one day
One day.
That
we'll
antenna
get
may be
there.
too high and you're too close, and it may just be overshooting you. Your signal's not coming down.
Yeah.
So is everyone staying in other than in a trailer at the Constitution Village?
I'm staying in Arlington.
Yeah. Debbie's staying at Arlington.
Okay.
We won't forget you, Debbie.
We won't.
Okay.
You get 5 wonderful staff interns. It won't forget you either, Debbie. They're all excited to meet you.
You'll be the house mother, but
Oh, oh, uh-oh.
That's not Debbie's.
Come on up and join
that's
it
not
and
Debbie's
join us
rule.
at Arlington. I mean, at the Village Center.
Why not? Why am I not staying there? Was that your question, Patty?
I said, come on up and join us.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I love Arlington House. That just has a special
Okay.
place in my heart.
All right.
Snakes and stink bugs and all.
Oh, yeah, it's a cool place. Yes.
It's an old house, which is beautiful.
Stayed there the last 3 times.
Mhm.
Well, everybody will, looking forward to seeing you all, and I'll send the email out with this information in it, and then Sarah Lee will send the follow-up one about 2 weeks out, and then we'll talk again that Tuesday before the program to do the Power Replace lecture. So,
Okay.
but looking forward to meeting you, seeing you all, and meeting the couple of you all that I haven't met before, like Mark and Lou. And if any questions, don't hesitate to give me a shout. Either text me or
Okay.
email me and get back to you.
Thank you, Matt.
Thanks,
All right.
man.
Thanks, man.
Okay, have a good night, everybody.
Bye.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.